Hey, hi Ravi Teja. I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. Hey Jay,
Jay Durga also joined, sir.
same laptop.
No. Different. We have two laptops,
Oh,
sir.
panelist. Hmm. Like actually, should be show here. Okay, fine. So let me share my screen and then we can continue. Yes, guys, just confirm. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in our last to last session, okay, so we learned the complete Hugging Face platform, and after that, in the same session, I got some issue, right? So there is some two reason, okay. So there is two reason I got some issue. So first one because of the model size. So whatever the models that we have on the Hugging Face platform, if I show you here, so Hugging Face. Yes. So whatever the models that we have here, if I click on the model part, and here you can see whatever the model that we have. So most of the model size that we have approx 4 GB, 5 GB, some models that we have 10, 12, 15 GB. Okay, so because of the model size, I got the issue in a Google Colab whenever I execute the code. Okay, so for this one, what you need to do, you need to use the paid GPU, paid Google Colab version, or if you are going to execute in your local system, in this case, that you need a GPU. Okay, so this is the first reason. Second reason, you can use the quantized version. Okay, so what is the meaning of quantized here? So let's say if I open my stable here. Yes. So let me explain you the quantize little bit. Okay, so quantize means let's say that we have a one model. Okay, let's say that we are using one model like, okay, sorry, it's multiple thing that we are getting. Yeah, let's say that we are using one model that is called let's say something called a GPT-4. Okay, let's say that we are using the model that is called GPT-4, or we are using some model to create the text to images, text to image. Okay, now let's say this part, these are the some of the models that we have like GPT-4 or some other models related to text to image. So if I show you on the platform, so here as you can see we have under the computer vision text to images model that we have. So these are the some of the model that we have. Okay, so stable diffusion 3.5 large, as you can see the name that we have large. Again here that we have stable diffusion 3.5 large turbo. Okay, so let me give you the difference between these two models. Okay, so let's say for the large model size that we have something called let's say like 12 GB, 12 GB. Okay, now whenever you show the name that is called distill, DISTL, or turbo, it means these are the compressed version that we have. Compressed version, it means like let's say that we have one file that I have in my local system, where the file size that I have, let's say a 4 GB. 4 GB. If I show you, so let's say like if I open my download folder, Now in this particular download folder, let's say that I have one file like this particular recording. Let's say this 2 recording that I have. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, let me go under the like document folder, and here I'm just going to create one file. Okay. Let's say the video file, video. And in this particular video file that I'm going to copy and paste. Now, if I show you my video file size, see the size that I have total 321 MB. Okay, 321 MB. Now, let me compress this particular folder. So here I'm going to compress into the zip file. So compressing started. Now, as you can see, this is the file that we are getting. Now, if I show you the size of this particular file, so the file size that I have 289 MB. So now we are able to reduce the file size, right? Same thing happened here. Whenever we talk about the distilled version or the compressed version, it means whatever the big model size that we have, like 10 GB, 12 GB, 15 GB size, that we are going to compress those particular file. Output wise, same types of the output that you will get in both the model, original plus compressed, that is called distill or the turbo model. Okay, so distill, it means whatever the main model size that we have, some people they have created the compressed version. So let's say this is the size that we have. So some other person, they have created a file like this one, Okay, so this is the compressed version that we have, where the file size that we have, let's say like 12. So let's keep it 8 GB or 6 GB. So if you are facing issue in a big size, okay, in a larger size model like this one, larger size, okay. So in this case, you can use distill version or you can use the turbo version to execute your project, whatever the project that you are going to develop. Doesn't matter that you are working on the text to image or image to text or text generation like text to text or text summarization, okay. So for every model that you can find out a multiple version, okay, large version, distill version, turbo version, okay, and some little bit changes you can find out in a model. Okay, so you can just find out the turbo model or the distill model, and after that you are good to go. So here again, if I show you the image to text, so as you can see, first that we have the large one, after that we have the 3.5 large turbo, and apart from this one here, as you can see that we are getting the large GPU version model. To use this particular model, that we need the GPU. Okay, some people they write the proper name, some people they write the random names. Okay, so you just need to find out the proper naming convention. Okay, whenever we have the proper naming convention, you can use the same model. So if I show you another one, so as you can see, like here, see again here that we have the stable diffusion version 1, V1, it means version 1 model that we have. So you just need to find out the distill version or turbo version, and then after that you are good to go. Okay, so now what I can do, let's use some model from here, and then let me show you the execution and the practical implementation. Okay, so what I can do, I will select text to image model, okay, where we can pass the text, and based upon those particular text that we can generate the some types of the images. Let's say if you want any like man, woman, or let's say cat, dog, whatever the image that you need, you just need to pass the prompt. Okay, so I need a like a cat, dog types of the images. So you just need to pass the prompt to the model, and after that you can generate the images. Okay, so what I can do, let me open my Google Colab here. And always, okay, so if you have 8 GB of the RAM in your local system, it will be good, you can use the Google Colab. Okay, because in a Google Colab, easily you will get the, like, easily you can execute the complete output. Okay, so let me check here. Yeah, so let me open the new notebook. Fine. So first of all, what I'm going to do, let me open the runtime. Okay, so I'm going to change the runtime. So right now that we are using the CPU, so let me select the GPU T4 version. So here I'm going to select the GPU version. Now let me connect. Okay. Now, first of all, what I need to install some important library. Okay, as we are talking about the like image to text to images, okay, text to images. So we have one famous library that is called diffusion model. Okay, we have the famous library that is called stable diffusion. Okay, stable diffusion. So we can use a model from the Hugging Face as well. Okay, but the with the help of the stable diffusion, that we can generate any types of the images based upon our prompt. So if I show you the images, so as you can see, like these are the images, these are the like image many people they have generated with the help of stable diffusion. Okay, so all the images, as you can see, whatever the images that we have, so these are the AI generated image that we have. It's not a real one, it's a AI generated image. Okay, so whatever the image that you show here, all the image that we have AI generated. Okay, so we can use the model, some model from the Hugging Face platform, and after that we can create the complete images. Again, here you can see that we can pass some types of the prompt, and then we can generate any images, whatever the images that we want. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write one simple prompt like let's say Indian girl taking a gun in right hand. Okay, negative prompt is not required, so let's click on the generate images. To use these types of the model, you need your account. So as you can see, I already have my account, so make sure you can create your account here on the Hugging Face platform. It will take a few minutes. Okay, so now you can see that I'm getting some types of the images. Okay, so here in the right hand side, as you can see, it's a right hand, yeah, in a right hand that like the girls like says taking the complete like gun. Okay, now whatever the like image that you want, you can just write the prompt, and based upon the your prompt, that you will get the output. Now what happened here, as we have the n number of the models. Okay, so we need to test right now. As you can see, I'm just calling, okay, so Indian girl taking a gun in a right hand side. Okay, so now what I can do, let me change the prompt a little bit. Let me change the prompt. Now I'm going to write beautiful girl taking a gun in the right hand side. Let's see what types of the output that we are getting. Here we have the n number of the models. What you can do, you can just test with the different types of the model, because at the end that we need a model that performs well on our prompt, whatever the prompt that we are going to pass, right? So here as you can see that again that we are getting the different types of the output, but here you can see like we have some issue here in this particular image. Okay, again here like right hand we are not able to see the left hand. Again same thing here, we are not able to see the left hand. Again here you can see that we have the two hand, look like it's a two hand, right? So we have some issues here. Okay, with the help of this particular model, so you can generate again, and then you can test multiple times, else you can just change the model. Okay, you can just change the model, and then whatever the models perform well on your prompt, you can select the same prompt. Okay, so now as you can see that we are getting this output, but again here as you can see that we are getting the like it's a wrong images that we have. Again here we have some different like wrong images, I can say. Again this one looks good little bit, I can say. Again this one looks good here, as you can see, hand part. Okay, but yeah, like these two are like wrong images that we have. So what we can do in this case, we can just change the images. Okay, so again as I mentioned, like we have the different types of the model on the Hugging Face platform. So you can just change the model, and then you can check it out. So if I call here stability EI, so here as you can see that we have the stable diffusion 3.5 model. Okay, stable diffusion large model. So what I can do, let's call the large model here, and let's execute here. So what I'm going to do, let me put it on the same prompt. Okay, so execute. It will take a few seconds. Okay, it depends upon the model size. Okay, it will take a time, and then it will give you the output. So here we are using 3.5 version, stable diffusion 3.5 large version. Okay, so that's why it's taking a time, but let's see the output that we are getting a correct or not. If I show you like under the download section, I use the same prompt. Okay, this particular prompt, and I generated one output. If I show you here, so yeah, this is the output that I have generated. This one. This is the output that I have generated with the help of same prompt. But here I'm using the different model. Now you can see here we are getting this particular output. But again, like we are not having like left hand side. Okay. So what we can do in this case that we can change the model and then we can try with a different prompt. Okay, so we can enhance the prompt and we can change the model. Okay, now let's start the practical implementation. So to build the image to text application, what we need, first of all, that we need the some library. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me install some important library here. So here I'm going to install the important library. So first we install diffuser, transformer and the accelerator, because whatever the model that we are going to use, all the models that we can use from the transformer, from the Hugging Face platform. So that's why, like, first of all, that we need to call this one. Okay. Now requirements are already satisfied. Okay. So now let me import the library first and then one by one that we can do the implementation. So from the diffuser, let me import here from diffuser, we are going to import the diffusion model, diffusion pipeline. After that, we can use one more like library that is called torch, input torch. Okay. Now what we can do, we can pass the model, whatever the model that we want to use. So we want to pass those particular models. So here I'm going to create the variable that is called pipe equal to diffusion pipeline dot from pre-train. Okay, from pre-train. So as you can see that I'm getting the suggestion here. Okay, so here I'm going to call from pre-train, and then after that we can pass our model name here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select one model from the stable diffusion, and let me search one model that is called like stable diffusion version 1, stable diffusion something called, this is the audio version, but we need the text version, right? So this is the base version that we have. So let's use this particular model. This is the model that I'm going to use. Now, as you can see, these types of the images that we can generate with the help of this particular image, Okay. Now here, what I can do, let me copy this particular like model first of all. So here I'm going to pass the model that is called from the stability AI. I'm going to use stable diffusion version 1 base version. Okay, X1 version 1 base version that we are going to use. After that, here, after defining the model, as you can see that we have some sample code here. If I show you here, so here as you can see that we have the sample code. We need to define the torch type. Okay, so whatever the model that we are using, so from the model that we need to download torch type that is called float. Use safe tensors that is called true. So safe tensors, it means like whatever the data that we have, always the images are in the 3 channel that is called red, green and blue, right? So that's why that we need to define the use safe tensors and the variant that is called colored images. Okay, so what I can do, let me copy this particular code from here. Sometimes it's difficult to remember like these arguments, so that's why I just copy and paste it. Okay, now after that, okay, so again we have some issue here. No, look like it's fine, no? Okay, so 2 times I call comma here, fine. Now after that we can use the our pipeline from here. Okay, so here I'm going to say use the GPU. So pipe dot to, and then we can call our GPU that is called CUDA GPU. Okay, now what I can do, let me execute. So first of all, this particular diffusion model, it will download the stable diffusion version 1 model from the Hugging Face platform, and then we can pass the prompt to get the output. Okay, so let's wait, because as you can see now, one by one is downloading the model JSON file, fetching all the 19 files, model FP files, and so on. It will download each and everything. As you can see, tokenizer file. Okay, diffusion model. That's why we use the PyTorch. Okay, so torch library. Okay, so it will download a complete model. So here you can see that we have the model size that is called 5.14 GB. This is the model size that we have, exact model size. Okay, apart from this one, we have some other things as well, like as you can see, the tokenizer, we have the encoder decoder, we have the models, we have the JSON file. So the multiple things that we have, but here we are going to focus on the model mainly. Okay, so this is the model size that we have, that is called 5.14 GB. So let's wait a few more seconds. We will download entire things, and then we can pass the prompt to generate the images. Okay. If you want to build like your own system, in this case that you can use the GAN, and then you can generate your own image. So this is the pre-trained model that we are going to use. Okay, so if you want to build your own model, in this case, that you need to use the GAN. Okay, fine. Now look like it's completed. So let's wait few more seconds. It's running. Meanwhile, let me write the code. So now we are able to download the complete, I can say the complete like model. Okay, now what we can do, as you can see that we are getting the complete output. So stable diffusion, class name that is called stable diffusion pipeline, version that we have 0.303, name that we have that is called this one, feature and so on that we are getting the other information. So this is the main model name that we have that is called stability, like stable diffusion x1 version 1. Okay, base version that we are using that is called first version. Okay, now here I'm going to pass the prompt, one prompt that I'm going to create that is called, okay, so let's a photograph of running a astronaut riding on the graph, like riding on a horse. Okay, so the same prompt that I'm going to call. After that, one variable that I'm going to create that is called image pipe that is called our model that we are going to pass. So as you can see here that I created one variable that is called pipe. Okay, so this is the model that I'm going to call. So what I can do, let me hide it. Yeah, so this is the pipe variable that I'm going to call that is called our model. Now here we are going to pass our prompt and we are going to generate the first image. Now let me execute. Again, it will call the model first of all. So first it will call the entire model and then it will generate the final output. So let's wait. Now what I can do, we can print the images to get the final output. So now as it's running, so let's wait few more minutes. So on what we can do, we can test with the different models. So right now that we are using the version 1, if you want, you can just change the model and then you can test with the another model. Okay, now we are just using the pre-trained model. I will show you how that you can change the parameters as well. Okay, where you can play with the different parameters. Okay, but right now let's try to check it out the output here. Yes, so now we are done with the 100%. Now let me execute the images. Let's see the images that we are getting. Again, it's taking time. Now this is the output that we are getting. As you can see, this is the output that we are getting. What the prompt is, a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse, and then we are getting the horse and the astronaut. So this is the output that we are getting. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change a little bit about the prompt. So can we say that we are getting approx 100% correct output? Not 100%, I can say like 98%, guys. Can you please confirm? Can we say like 98% correct output that we are getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So as you can see that saving failed because of the model size. Okay. So look like I need to delete something from here. So at your current usage level at the runtime, my last step of is 2 hours 30 seconds. Okay, fine. Let's try one more time. If I will get any issue, I will try to use my other like Google account. Okay, but let me try. What I'm going to do, I'm going to change the little bit about the prompt. So here I'm just calling a photograph of the astronaut riding a green horse. Let's call the green horse. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Now what I can do, like I can print the image here. So let me execute. Again, it will download the like sample of the model. Okay, and then it will give you the output. So let's wait few more minutes. If you want, you can just download the images. You can just call the save and then you can download it, or you can just call the save image library and then you can just save it in your system. So on what we can do, so we can change the different prompt, whatever the images that we want. Okay, and then we can just create the like complete images. Okay, so what I can do, let me minimize, like let me use the chat GPT to like generate some types of the prompt. Okay, so help me to generate some prompt. Help me to help me to write a prompt to generate a thumbnail for machine learning. Let's see. Okay, so this is the prompt that I'm getting. So I will try to copy and paste. Let's see the output first. So here we call the green horse, right? We just call here the riding a green horse. Now that we are getting the output that is called green horse. Okay. Now what I'm going to do again, like let me copy this one. I'm going to change the prompt. So this time that I'm going to write, okay, so a beautiful girl taking a gun in the right hand side. Let's see the output here, and then we can compare with our previous output. So last time we got somewhere, no? Okay, so look like I redone actually, but no issue. Let's see here. After that, I will take this particular prompt. So let me copy here. Let me copy and paste this particular prompt. Yeah, almost done. Let's see. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the output that we are getting. Let's verify once. Okay, so we have the complete like left hand plus right hand, and in the right hand that we have the gun here, as you can see. Okay, but like little bit I can say like 70-80% correct output that we have. Okay, 20-30% incorrect. As you can see, like in between that we have something else. Okay, apart from the gun. And again here like it's taking something else. Okay, not a gun. Okay, so I can say like 50-60% is a correct output. Okay, but yeah, like let's say if you are going to optimize our complete prompt, or let's say if you are going to use some better model as compared to the version 1. Okay, so definitely that we will get the correct output, but let's verify once more with the help of this particular new prompt. Okay, so what I can do, let me execute this one, a thumbnail one. Okay, so this is the prompt that we have. Okay, so high contrast thumbnail with the machine learning crash course in a bold modern font on the top, including the eye-catching icon and the so on, that we have the different things. Okay, so let's see like how that we are getting the output here. So the token indicates sequence length is longer than the specified maximum. Okay, so look like that we will get some issue, but let's try once, because like I'm just calling 77 words, but in this particular prompt that I have total 106 word. Okay, but let's see. So running a sequence through model will result in the indexing error. Yeah, so look like that we will get the error. I was calling the error, so we need to change the like argument actually. We need to change the model argument. So version here. Let's see that we are getting the issue or what. Yes, so this is the output that we are getting, but we do not have any text here, right? No, here like title is machine learning crash course in a bold modern font top, including the icon that we have the icon here, but we are not having any types of the text here, right? Okay. So actually, like this is the model that will help you out to generate the image only. It can't write the text. Okay, so in this case, like that, you need to use the different model where the model can generate the images as well as the model can write the some text in a images. Okay, so that's why like the icon parts that we are getting, as you can see, like these are the icon parts that we are getting: brain, network connection. Okay, so these are the things that we are getting here. Okay, so brain, network connection, these are the things that we are getting, but we are not having any types of the text here. Okay, now what I can do, so let me change the prompt here a little bit. Let me copy this one. Now I'm going to generate some different types of the images. So let me pass here, and I already have one prompt. So what I can do, let me copy and paste. Yes. So dream like a hut, a grainy woman, that we are going to create some different types of the image. Let's see. Young girl with long hair. Let's check that. You need to play with the different like prompt here. Okay, different prompt and different images if you need the correct responses. Okay, 100% correct responses. Okay. Even if you want, you can use the API as well. So if you are using the API, in this case, you will get the, I can say, 80, like not 80, like 95% correct responses that you can expect every time, 95%, if you are using the API. Okay, in a model, because the models, the peoples, they train based upon their requirement. Okay, so whatever the models that we have, okay, so that these models, the peoples they use and they train depends upon their requirement. If I show you, so here you can see, like in my like account, so these are the model that I have created. Okay, so these are the model that I have published, okay, so that the other members, they can use it. And if I show you, like here, yeah, these are the models. Okay, now as you can see the download here, I don't know like this text are visual or not. So these models, okay, so I have a total 12 download. These models that I have total 3 download, 5 download, 4 download. Okay, so these are the models that I have trained based upon my requirement. Okay, now let's say if you are using this particular model, in this case, you need to change the parameter, you need to fine tune based upon your requirements. So right now we are just using the models. As you can see, this is the output that we are getting. This is the output that we are getting based upon our this particular prompt. Okay, so you just need to play with the different prompt, and then whatever the expected output that you have, you can just get it out. The different output depends upon the prompt or the depends upon the model. So two things that you need to play, models and the prompt. Okay, now here as you can see right now that we are using the pre-trained model only without any changes. Okay, now what I can do, now let's try to play with the parameters, because definitely as this is the model that we have. If I show you, so this is the model that we are using. Definitely in this particular parameter, that in this particular model we have some parameters. Like if I talk about the scalar, and in a scalar, whatever the models that we have, like linear regression, logistic regression, random forest, in every algorithms we have some types of the parameters, right? So depends upon our requirement every time that we fine tune those particular models, right? So what we can do, whatever the models that we are using, now let's play with the different parameters. Okay, so here if I show you, so in this particular like stable diffusion version 1, we have the multiple argument. Okay, so if I execute here, so these are the some of the parameter that we have. First is negative prompting. Okay, now we have here the, after the negative prompting, we have the here like number of inferences, we have the height, we have the weight, we have the number of the images per prompt. Okay, so these are the some of the arguments that we need to play with, depends upon our requirement. Okay, so these are the some of the prompt that, like the like I can say the argument that I have. Now what I can do, CPU changes, cancel it. Automatic save fail, this file will be uploaded remotely, or the tab, yeah, is fine, like no issue. What I can do, let me CPU changes, fine. Now here as you can see, this is the like model that we are using, right? This is the model that we are using. Now if I go down here, as you can see that we have some types of the argument here. So we can use this particular model, we can call the CUDA to get the GPU, and after that these are the some of the argument that I have, like number of the steps, high noise fraction. Okay, now apart from this one, okay, so here we have only 2 arguments. Okay, but yeah, depends upon our requirement. As I mentioned here, these are the some of the important, let's say this is the images that we are getting. But if we want like if we want to decrease height and width, in this case what we can do, we can just play with the height and width parameter. Okay, now let's say if you want to pass some negative argument, negative parameters, okay, where like it, like let's say if you are going to allow, okay, so whenever you are creating the images, don't add red, green, or whatever you want, these colors don't add in my images. So those things that you can pass as a negative prompting. Okay, so these are the some of the argument that we have. So we need to play with this particular argument. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pass one function first of all. Okay, so here I'm going to create one function that is called define a generate image function, where we have the 3 argument that is called pipe. Pipe is our model name, where we created a pipe variable, our model that we are calling here, right? So if I show you again, so this is the model that we have stored in this particular pipe variable. So here I'm going to call pipe, that is called model. Second, that I'm going to call the parameters. Third, like prompts, whatever the prompt that we are going to pass to generate the images. Third, I'm going to call the parameters here. Okay, so what are the parameters that we need to change? Okay, So these three parameters that this particular function it will take. Apart from this one, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to input matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Okay, matplotlib look like a spelling mismatch. Now this is fine. Matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Yeah, now this is fine. Okay. Now here the function that we are going to pass, where it will take the three argument. Okay. Now after that we are going to call the image variable that is called model, and in a model that we are going to pass our prompt, and we are going to pass the parameters, whatever the parameters that we need to change, and then we can generate the images. Okay. Now number of the images, so length that we can pass. Okay. So what that we need, the total number of the images, whatever the images that we are going to generate. If the number of the images greater than 1, in this case what we can do, we can just create the subplot. In a subplot, what happened? That let's say that we have one row. Let's say that we have one row like this one, like this one. So what we can do in subplot, that we can create the multiple image. Okay. So image number 1, here we can create image number 1. We can create the image number 2. We can create the image number 3 and 4. Now let's say again, like we have the another, like we need to create the next image that is called 5, 6, 7, 8. We can create from here. We can create from here. We can pass image number 5. Sorry. Image number 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in this way that we can create the different images. So this is called subplot. Okay. So fix like figure and the axis that we are going to define. Okay. So number of the rows that we need 1, and number of the column that we need based upon the images that we are going to generate. Then that we are going to call, okay, so for loop where we are going to iterate one by one all the images, and then we are going to print. Else, if we have the only one image, in this case that we can call the else block to generate our images. Okay, so here you can see that we are going to pass only one prompt. Okay, so the same prompt, whatever the prompt that I have here, so same prompt that I'm going to pass here. Okay, so dream like a beautiful girl playing with the festival of the colors, draped in a traditional Pakistani attitude, and something that we are going to call here. Okay, now after that we are going to call the parameters. Okay, so whatever the by default parameter that we are going to call the by default parameter here. So let me execute. Okay, now after that we need to call this particular function that is called generate function, and in this particular generate function that we need to call three argument that is called pipe, our model, second is a prompt, and third that we need to call that is called prompt. Okay, so these three argument that we need to pass: model, prompt, and the parameter. Let's execute and let's see the output here. So first again it will download every time whenever you are going to execute, every time it will download the model, and not a model, like I can say the is a dummy file. Okay, dummy file that is called JSON dummy file. Okay, and then it will give you the output, because the model it will download only one time, and then it will take the model from your existing directory. Okay, a JSON file, and then it will give you the output. So let's see, it's running one by one. So 31%. It will take a few seconds to generate the output, and after that we can just play with the different parameters, whatever the parameter that we are calling here. Almost done. Now as you can see, this is the output that we are getting. This is the output that we are getting. Okay, so look like this is the half image that we have. Okay, this is the half image that we are getting. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the parameter here. I'm going to change some parameter here. So here I'm going to call params equal to in a JSON that we are going to define like one argument that is called number of inferences. Number of inference steps that we are going to say, let's say the 100. Okay, now after that we can just copy and paste this particular code from here. Now this time that we are calling this particular argument, this parameter that we are calling, let's see the output. We have any changes or not? I hope the inference step is correct. I'm just verifying once. Number of yeah, look like a spelling mismatch that I have. stable diffusion. False. And yeah, so these are the number of inferences steps. I need to change actually here this one. There's some spelling mismatch. Actually, when you explore the documentation, you will get it out each and everything. Okay, so the same thing that even I'm exploring from the documentation itself. Okay, so everything that we have on the documentation. So whenever you face the issue, so as you can see, like here we have the complete function where we are calling the images, rows, and column, and based upon this one that you can generate the image. Okay, so the first thing that we call the inferences. Now, as you can see, this is the output that we are getting whenever we change the inferences. Now, let me change something else as well. So here I'm going to say, first is a inferences. Second that I'm going to call the width and height. Okay, so what I can do, let me copy from here. So these two things that we are going to add now, width as well as height. So first, it's not weight, it's a width actually. Okay, so we can call width equal to width, let's say like 500. Yeah, 512 by default that we are getting. So 512. And then what I can do, second that I can define the height as well. So height that I'm going to say, let's say it's not equal to, actually it's a colon. Okay, again that we can call the height. So again, height, what we can do, so let's define into the integer. Okay, so one, or let me call directly like this one. Let's say the height that we can define a 20. Height is correct, right? So in this way that we need to call. Let's see the output now. So height and width have the divisible by 8, but 20 and here I'm calling 20 height. Okay, so we need to call the divisible by 8. Okay, so divisible by 8, it means like if we are going to define directly a number, no, it can't take. Okay, so in this case that we need to define like integer. So we are going to pass the integer value and divisible by 8, right? So what I can do, let me check with the random data. Okay, so 1.5 into something called 640. Let's try. I don't know if it will work or not, but I'm just trying. Let's see. Yeah, so look like it's working. Okay, so I'm just like what I'm doing. Here just I'm calling the integer value. Okay, and then here I'm going to do the multiplication and this particular value that I'm going to pass as a height here. Okay, height and width. Apart from this one, do we have any other parameter here? We have one more parameter that is called negative prompting and the number of the images per prompt. Okay, let me copy and paste meanwhile. Let's see here. I will give you one application at the end. Okay, at the end of this particular session. Okay, so where you will get the idea. Okay, so where we can use this particular model in a real time. Okay, so many companies like whenever they are going to do some types of the promotion, okay, so they create the memes, right? They create the memes. Okay, so here we are just using one model that is called text to images. Now in a real time, in our organization, companies, they are building their own model or they are using the pre-trained model from the Hugging Face where they can generate the images plus text. Okay, so whenever the company they do the marketing for the particular product, okay, so or let's say they are going to do some post related to some memes. Okay, so they use these types of the model to generate the memes. Now in a memes that we have two things, images plus text, two things that we have, right? So they use the model where they can generate both images plus text. Okay, we have a many platform. If I show you here, so in generator, okay, so not this one, like we have actually one Indian company. They generate like Ramshri. Let me check like this is a person or not. Like I need to verify first. Okay, so he's a person, he has like one company, he's running one like a startup where question chain, not a question chain. Okay, so look like he closed the company, okay, but like he like created one startup where like the any members they can generate any types of the memes. Okay, so meme generator. Let's see like if I will get any links. No, so here I'm not getting any links, but yeah, like he okay, so here we have Supreme AI. I thought this is the company. As you can see, meme generator Supreme AI. He is using the model from the Hugging Face actually. Okay, so in a backend, as you can see, like this types of the memes they can like we can generate on this particular platform, and like he's selling approx like I can say, uh, last year he generated approx $17,000 revenue from this particular website only, and here he just using the model from the Hugging Face platform. From the Hugging Face, nothing else. He just created the complete website, and after that, in a backend, he is using the model from the Hugging Face. A multiple model, not one, a multiple model he is using. Okay, and this types of the revenue he is generated from this particular website where we can like we can create any types of the memes. Okay, so same thing even we can do with the help of different models. So right now we are just learning. Okay, so we can how we can create the images. Okay, so now you can see like when I change these three things. Okay, so first this is our original image. Now we are able to compress our images, height and width that we are able to see. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so now I'm going to do the little bit more changes here. So as you can see here, the two things that we have, that is called like width and height plus the number of the inferences that we have. Now third thing that I'm going to define here, the negative prompt. Okay, so negative prompt. In a negative prompt that we can define, okay, so some ugly, okay, it's not like this one. So what we can do, we can just define into the single quotes, not into the double one. Ugly and something like low quality. Again, this one that we can call in a single quotes. Okay, so these are the some negative prompt that I'm going to define. Now what I can do, now we can generate the images, and apart from this one, we can define one more thing. Okay, so why I'm getting the error here? Negative prompt, this is fine. Now after the negative prompt that we have the low quality, this is correct. Why we have the error here then? No, we need the like comma here. It is fine. Now, yeah, now this is fine. Now let's say if I have the multiple prompt. Okay, let's say if I have the multiple prompt, so we can pass the multiple prompt like multiple images as well. We can generate the multiple image. So what I can do, like let me call number of images per prompt. Okay, so here I'm going to pass 2. Okay, so I need to generate 2 images per prompt so that we can verify. Okay, now what I can do, let me execute, and now let's see. This time that we are calling the multiple argument here, height, width, okay, number of inferences plus may like negative prompt, number of the outputs. Let's see. So and what you can do, you can just explore the different models from the Hugging Face platform. Okay, so right now that we are using this particular model, okay, this one model. Now what you can do, you can explore the other model that is called version 2. So stable diffusion v2. As you can see that we have the different models, version 2 model. Okay, so we can use this particular model as well. So as you can see here that these are the output that we are getting. Here we have the sample codes that we are getting from here. Let's see the output first, and then I will show you with the different model as well. We need to install, yeah, we need to install some extra library for this one. Now what you can do based upon this one, just create the Streamlit application where user can pass the prompt and they can generate the output. First thing. Second thing, okay, let's discuss the output first. So as you can see, this is the output that we are getting as we are recording the total images per prompt 2. So here we are getting the two images, two output images that we are getting. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so now let me change the prompt here actually. So let me copy this one. Let me paste here, and what I can do, let me copy the prompt from above. Not this one, not this one, this one. This is the prompt that I'm going to copy. Let me pass here like prompt equal to this one. Okay, let's see the output. Again, actually, like every time it will download and then it will show you the output. So this is actually issue that we have. It's not an issue, but at then like the model size is big, so that's why like every time it will load and then it will give you the output. Okay, so what you need to do, guys, based upon this particular discussion, you need to create first of all like complete UI. Okay, complete UI. In this particular UI, you need to do two things. First thing, that where the user can write the prompt, and then they can generate the images. First thing. Second thing, in the left hand side, what you can do, you can just use the multiple models. So here you can just like pass the multiple models. So depends upon the requirement, user can select the different model, like model number 1, model number 2, model number 3, 4, a minimum 5 model that you need to pass. In a list format that you can pass the multiple models, so and then you can add the drop down so that user can select the different model based upon their requirement, and then they can write the prompt and then they can generate the final output. Okay, so in this way that you just need to create the complete full-fledged Streamlit. Okay, so this is your assignment. Now let me show you here. So 82% part is done. Okay, so now you can see this is the output that we are getting. So look like it's some gamer output that we are getting. Okay, but yeah, fine. Like based upon our prompt that we are able to generate two outputs. Okay, now what I can do, like let me install and let me copy and paste the code from here. Okay, so look like requirement already satisfied. Now what we can do, we can just execute this particular output. Now here we are using the diffusion model version 2. Diffusion model version 2. Okay, so yes guys, just let me know if you have any doubt, anyone. Jaya Ravi Teja.
No, sir. No.
Okay, so I hope you guys understand like how that we can use the different model, okay, for any purpose. So right now that we are discussing like to generate the images, right? In last to last class that we have discussed the multiple model where we like classify the text. Okay, so sentiments like positive, negative, or neutral. We do the text summarization and the different things. Okay, so same thing what you can do. So whatever the application that you want to develop, so you can just go to under the model section, and based upon your requirement, like let's say if you are working on the multi-model, you can select the multi-model from here. If you are working on the computer vision application, so you can select the, depends upon your like whatever the application that you are going to develop, image to text, text to image, okay, image to image, or text to video. So based upon your requirement, you can just develop the application. Now here you can see like we have the text to video actually. Now in a text to video, what happened, like we can just pass the text and then we can generate the any types of the video, and those video that we can use to grow our Instagram profile, or we can grow our like LinkedIn profile. Okay, so like we can use the different model, depends upon our requirement. Okay, and the many people they are just creating the based upon the images or based upon the text, they are creating the video. So as you can see here that we have the examples. Okay, so some of the examples that we have below that you will get the code. Okay, so here first of all that you need to install these things, and after that like below you will get the sample codes. So okay, so here look like we are not having the sample code. Okay, but if you search the some other model, definitely you will get it out some sample codes here. Okay, so as you can see here that we have the example, these are the model size that we have. Okay, so here the model size that with the parameters, models name, text to video generation, context length that we have, video length 6 second till the 16 second that we can create, and model size that we have that is called 9.3 GB. Okay, so here you need to download first of all the source code, you need to install, and then you need to execute this particular command to get the output. Do we have any code where we can try in a collab? Let me see the output first. So now as you can see, if I run the images here we have the one image that is called this one. If I show you, let me download. Actually here we are calling the save, right? We are calling the save, so that's why we are able to save, but let me open it here. This is the output that we are getting, but again, like it's a half output that we have. Okay, so you can execute. So yeah, same thing that we are getting here. Okay, so it's not a correct one, but what you can do, you can just try one more time. So a photo of the student riding a horse on the Mars. So what I can do, let me try once more time the same prompt, and let's see the output that we are getting, same or different. Definitely we will get the different output, but let me show you here. Let me check if there's some code for the like video generation. Actually, like in a video generation, that you need to do lots of things. So first you need to create the environment, you need to like clone the repository. Let me check where I can just run in a collab. Yes, so look like with the help of this one that we can do it. We need to install actually lots of things for this one. As you can see, this is the output that we are getting. Okay, so here that we are using the different model that is called stable diffusion 2. So on whatever the requirement that you have, let's say if you have the requirement to like generate a video based upon the text, okay, so you can use the different model. As you can see, right here we are using the different model. Okay, so you can use the different model, and then you can like develop the like generate the complete output. Okay, so here we have the repo actually, but let me execute this one. Definitely we will get the error because we need to install lots of things. Look like these are the things that we have not installed, but let me, okay, so this is from the diffuser, then it will work. Yeah, it's working as you can see, but it will take a time. Let me check the model size. Do we have any information here? If you want to understand the architecture, then here you can see that we have the complete architecture, like how the complete models works, how that we are getting the output. Okay, so here we have the we are whatever the prompt that we are sending. So first it load the checkpoint, then it will find out the animation model from here, then it will send to the clip to the next encoder, and then so on. It will generate the final output here. Okay, so in this way this particular like complete models works. Here we have some information related to our model. Okay, so you just need to visit the documentation actually. Okay, so same thing that we do. Okay, so whenever the new models come into the market, or whenever the new like new models, or I can say the new research paper come into the market, same thing we do. We just visit the research paper official documentation, and we learn it from the those particular documentation and from the research paper itself. Okay, so same thing that you need to do whenever you are going to enhance your skills, or whenever you are going to learn some new stuff. Okay, so you just need to visit the documentation. Let me check here how much time it will take. So actually 3.4 GB, so 2% only. No, it can't work actually, like because I already like used approx 12 GB RAM. Okay, so I don't think it will work, but let's see. Because now it's doing faster. 7% fetching the file. %. Okay, fine guys. So it look like it will take a time. Okay, so right now as you can see 33%, only 1.6 GB, 27%. Let's see. Let's wait few more seconds. 41%. Do we have any small size model here? 29 GB down, 24 GB download here we have. Even you can try with this code actually. Okay, so here as you can see, this is the sample output that we have. Okay, so like many companies, they are using these types of the model to generate the video. Okay, then and the same video they use in a original video whenever they are going to publish any video on the Instagram, LinkedIn, or the YouTube. Okay, so these types of like many company, they are doing these things. Okay, even they are developing the model from the scratch where they can generate own videos. Okay, you will get the idea whenever you guys enter into the market now, you will get the idea. Okay, so how the companies, they are developing these types of the model. Okay, so here actually like we have one architecture that is called transformer. Okay, so we can learn in our upcoming session. I will try to cover like in one session. Okay, so transformer model, and based upon the transformer model that we can develop these types of the model from the scratch. So it like almost is done. Oh, okay, I got the error because of the memory. I told you, like I will get the error because of the like memory size. As you can see, the only like 14 GB capacity that I have, but the like 14.75 GB is taking, but I have the only 14.14 GB. Okay, so what you can do, I will share this particular notebook. You can just use it in your like system. Okay, it will work. Okay, so yes guys, in this way that you can explore the different like text to image, like text to video platform. Okay, whenever you want to generate any types of the text or any types of the video, you can just go to the Hugging Face platform, go to the model section, and from here whatever the application that you are developing, text to image, image to text, or text to video, you can just select the model, and after that you can use, and then you can develop your own application. Okay, fine guys. So yes, in this way that you can just create the model, and after that you can develop your own application. So what you can do next, just create the stimulate application where pass the different model, user can write the prompt, and then they can generate any type of the images. Okay, so this is your work. Just create the complete full-fledged web application with the help of stimulate. Okay, fine guys. Jaya Ravi Teja.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So yes, this is all about the today's session, guys. Okay, now one more thing, like next week we have the Diwali, right? So I'm thinking to schedule the session on Monday, first session on Monday, and second session on Wednesday, and third session on Saturday. Just confirm your availability. If it's fine, we can continue with this particular schedule.
Sir, like, can you tell once again?
On Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday next week. As we have Diwali on
Oh.
Friday. Okay, so like this is the schedule that I'm thinking.
Is on Friday, sir. Diwali is on. Oh, yes.
It's on Friday.
Okay,
No?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the time is fine.
Friday or like 1st September is like December is the November is Diwali, sir, or 31st is Diwali.
Yeah, then it's fine. No? Like if the 31st, then we can call, like we can schedule one session on Wednesday. No, 31st is a Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thursday we have the Diwali. Got it. Yeah. Okay, so we can
Okay,
schedule these
sir.
3 days like Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, because like Thursday and
Yes, sir.
Friday I'm not available. Okay, so that's why.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Jaya,
Yes, sir.
fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So next that we can schedule. And where is your assignment? RAG assignment, guys. Ravi Teja, last session you told like I will share in a group.
Yes, sir. We will share. I forgot that.
Share the complete assignment so that I
Yes,
can
sir.
verify.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and make sure like try to complete this particular assignment. Okay, at least
Okay.
before the Wednesday session.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Before the Wednesday, so you have the 3 to 4 days. Okay, so try to complete in 3 to 4 days. You just need to create the stimulate application, nothing else. Okay, make sure to pass minimum 5 models. Okay, fine guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, Fine. So yes, this is all about like our today's session, and actually like I have some assignments from the company itself. Okay. So if you guys want, I will share those particular assignments. Okay, so that you guys can do the practice. Okay, because what happened like what I observed like some of my students they are getting similar types of the assignments where they want to create the chatbot, they want to create the videos based upon the some text. Okay, so right now we like we discussed the text to images. Okay, so yesterday like one of my student he got the one assignments from the one like it's a Hyderabad based company. So he got the assignments where he need to create the text to video. Okay, so if you guys want, I will share this particular PDF file. So the later part, whenever you want, you can just do the practice. Okay, because those assignments will help you out to land a job actually. Okay, so similar types of the assignments, you will get it out in the market whenever you are going to apply for any job or the internship related to generative AI. Okay, so if you guys want, I will share those particular assignments so that parallelly you guys can do the practice whenever you will get a time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine guys, no issue. So let's conclude here. Okay, and I will share this particular PDF. Let me collect all the PDF and then I will share in a group so that you guys can go through it. And whenever you will get a time, you can just do the practice based upon those particular assignments. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine, guys. So yeah, let's collect on Wednesday. Okay, and I will share this particular notebook. Just execute, and if you face any issue, you can just let me know in a group.
Yes. Thank you.
Text to image. Okay, so I'm just sharing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.